Here's what you need to know before Whole Lotta Red drops tonight. Jordan Terrell Carter, known to the world as Playboi Carti, burst onto the scene 3 years ago as an instant musical outlaw. He became a meme overnight for unique, high-pitched, melodic rapping and repetitive flows. His baby voice replaces traditional lyrics with a sound that has created almost as many haters as it has fans. And while much of Carti's early work has been wiped from the internet, his debut mixtape from 2017 set the stage for a career that would break tradition and create a whole new culture within hip-hop. His punk trap beats are often short, loud, and redundant, with his voice being heavily auto-tuned and mixed more quietly than rap vocals usually would be, creating a dense, chaotic sound that's perfect for moshing at a concert. In April 2017, Playboi Carti released his first mixtape, self-titled Playboi Carti. The release received major attention with songs like Magnolia and Woke Up Like This quickly rising as songs of the summer, with their giddy and bouncing beats creating an almost groovy dance rhythm. And that's what this mixtape was all about, a collection of lighthearted and popular dance tracks. At the time, the closest sound to Carti's music was that of Drain Gang and Young Lean, but those collectives really only had similarities to Carti in instrumentals, with dreamy ambiance and an easygoing atmosphere being a trademark of their music. Carti's vocals were entirely new and fresh, and while a lot of people hated it, a lot more people were coming to love his style. Compared to his following release, Die Lit, this mixtape was less polished, but despite the lack of polish, his self-titled album achieved hundreds of millions of streams on it to this day. Die Lit dropped a year later, and it was well received by the growing cult of Carti fans and trap listeners at large. But in its wild subversion of rap convention, it was almost as if Carti used Die Lit to say, trap music isn't done evolving and it never will be. Tracks like Fell in Love and Love Hurts have a distinctly warped and floaty sound. Carti isn't even necessarily rapping in time with the beat on these songs, but even so, he manages to ease right into the track and make it enjoyable all the same. In an article written by Acclaim, the author describes Carti's nonchalant delivery of experimental flows and ad-libs as a polarizing and minimalist sound that will have an influence on trap artists for many years to come. Many critics and fans describe Die Lit as an example of a growing subgenre of trap influenced by punk music. While it is closer to punk music than most trap albums are, their traditional trap lyrics of violence, sex, drugs, partying, and money are still present. Partially, the influence of punk music on Die Lit is maybe best shown on the cover of the album, though it does extend to Carti's persona, his live shows, and beats themselves. However, the cover shows Carti flipping into a crowd of mohawk-headed moshers, and maybe is that Dave Grohl, the drummer of Nirvana? Anyway, the heavily contrasted black and white photo quickly became an iconic album cover for teenagers, in the same vein as covers like American Idiot and London's Calling were back in the day. Die Lit left an army of Playboi Carti fans wanting more music, and for the last 2 years, they've slowly built themselves up into more and more of a frenzy, with highs and lows of activity each and every time Carti has promised an album and then failed to deliver. Whole Lotta Red has been teased for over 2 years, initially revealed to the public back in August 2018, shortly after the release of Die Lit. Over the next 2 years, a lot of songs that were originally supposed to be on Whole Lotta Red, like a Kid Cudi / Pissy Pamper and Molly, were leaked on SoundCloud and YouTube. It's not entirely clear who's responsible for most of the leaks, but it's speculated that a lot of the time, people who were in the recording studio with Playboi Carti were taking songs out of hard drives or computers and listing them online, selling them to the highest bidders. The spread of the leaks only worsened as fans started to re-upload, copy, and sell the songs online. Carti expressed frustration on his Instagram stories, saying he had been hacked multiple times and hadn't leaked anything, and that he hates when fans leak his work before it's done. In the meantime, though, Carti has been racking up quite a bit of attention with his features on songs like Baguettes in the Face featuring Nav and Boogie, and Earthquake by Tyler, the Creator. Originally, Carti was hinting at the release of Whole Lotta Red around the time he released At Meh, which peaked at number 35 on Billboard's Hot 100. At the time of At Meh's release, he had been hinting that his album would come out later that month, but it never came. His feature on Dark Lane Demo Tapes, a mixtape by Drake, was also a hit and ended up being his first ever top 10 on the Billboard charts. Carti also appeared on Lil Yachty's Lil Boat 3.5 the same week he revealed that Whole Lotta Red was ready and had been submitted to his label last month. Sounding almost too good to be true, the current iteration of Whole Lotta Red was announced last month around Thanksgiving, and has over 24 tracks featuring superstar rappers like Travis Scott, Kanye West, Future, Drake, and Post Malone. Whole Lotta Red is expected to premiere at midnight on Christmas night. But after all these delays and such an amazing looking track list, if it doesn't even drop, would you really be surprised? This has been Volksgeist. Thank you for watching.